Your morning coffee might not be what you think it is. That jar in your cupboard, that pod in your machine, that bag on the shelf with the mountain on the front. You trust it without thinking. But what if that brand has never once told you where the beans came from, what was sprayed on them, or whether anyone independently tested what ends up in your mug? Most of us choose our coffee on habit and advertising, and the brands spending the most on advertising are often the ones telling you the least. Today we are going through 13 coffee brands you should think twice about, and 7 that are genuinely worth your trust. We have looked at independent testing data, pesticide reports, sourcing investigations, and what food safety researchers have actually published. Before we start, a quick question for you, and I want your honest answer. Not what you think you should say, but what you actually do when you are standing in the coffee aisle. Think about the coffee you drink every day. Do you know where those beans came from, what country, what farm? Has anyone told you whether it was tested for anything? Drop your honest answer in the comments below, because by the end of this video, that question will mean something very different. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit the button now so you never miss a video like this. Let us start. Number 1. Nescafé Classic, owned by Nestlé. The red jar has been in British kitchens for generations, which is precisely why it deserves a closer look. Instant coffee is subject to specific ochratoxin A limits under EU food safety regulations. Ochratoxin A is a compound produced by certain molds that can develop on beans during storage and transit. In January 2023, the EU tightened its maximum limits for ochratoxin A across all coffee formats following an updated scientific opinion from the European Food Safety Authority. Nestlé does not publish independent third-party results for mycotoxin or pesticide testing on this product. Number 2. Kenko Smooth, owned by JDE Peet's. Olaoge, warm advertising built around farmers and ethics, but independently verified testing results for what is actually in that jar are nowhere publicly available. According to Pan Europe's 2024 report, double standards, double risk, 23% of coffee samples analyzed contained residues from pesticides banned in the EU, grown in countries with weaker regulation and legally imported into Britain. Number 3. Maxwell House, also owned by JDE Peet's. PNUK's research confirmed that Brazil alone used 19.8 million liters of pesticides on coffee in a single year, more per hectare than what is sprayed on maize or soy fields. Vietnam has seen pesticide use rise 3 to 5 times in 25 years. Both are confirmed in the Poison in Your Coffee report published by Coffee Watch, Encoda Network, and Pesticide Action Network UK in June 2026. Maxwell House sources from these commodity markets with no published verification beyond the legal minimum. No roast date, no farm sourcing, no mycotoxin data. Number 4. Carte Noire, also owned by JDE Peet's. Same parent company, darker packaging, higher price. Rainforest Alliance certification appears on some products, but Ethical Consumer's Independent Coffee Guide notes that what this certification requires in practice varies considerably. It does not mean pesticide-free or tested for mycotoxins. Premium branding and verified quality look identical on a shelf, and they are not. Number 5. Lavazza, one of the most trusted names in British coffee, and it does use Arabica beans in many blends, which is a positive starting point. But when Balanced Coffee reviewed Lavazza independently in 2026, they found no public lab results for pesticide residues, no independent testing certificates for mycotoxins, and no roast date on the packaging. Dozens of smaller UK roasters publish certificates of analysis on every batch. Lavazza does not. Number 6. Tassimo Pods by JDE Peet's. Research from Professor Mohammed Abdallah at the University of Birmingham, published in the journal Science of the Total Environment and reported by Time magazine in March 2026, found significant microplastic levels in coffee brewed from plastic capsules traced directly back to the pod material. The science on long-term health effects is still developing, but when hot water is forced under high pressure through a plastic pod, the material breaks down and those particles end up in your cup. Number 7. Dolce Gusto pods, owned by Nestle. The same microplastic concerns apply as with Tassimo. According to a 2019 estimate published by Perfect Daily Grind, the vast majority of the approximately 39,000 capsules produced every minute worldwide end up in landfill rather than being recycled. And recycling rates for coffee capsules globally remain very poor. In January 2024, the National Consumers League sued Starbucks, whose products appear in Dolce Gusto format, alleging its ethical sourcing claim was misleading, citing documented labor violations as reported by CNN and NBC News. Number 8. Starbucks bagged and ground coffee. That 100% ethical sourcing pledge on every bag was the subject of a formal lawsuit filed on 10 January 2024 by the National Consumers League in Washington, D.C. The lawsuit alleged the claim was false and deceptive, citing documented child labor, forced labor, and sexual harassment on farms within the supply chain, as reported by CNN and NBC News. A BBC investigation in February 2023 found alleged gender-based violence at a named Kenyan tea supplier. Starbucks disputes the broader characterization, told NBC News it has taken corrective action in both Guatemala and Kenya, and points to its Café Practices program. But résolve le public food and Sanier et Moray, and points to its Café Practices program. A lawsuit and a BBC investigation are public record. Now here is a good moment to stop, because the theme running through these first 8 brands is exactly the same. Very good at printing values on packaging, far less good at backing those values up with verified evidence. So here is my question for you. When a brand makes ethical claims on the label but cannot show you the proof, does that actually change whether you buy it? Drop your answer in the comments, because we genuinely want to know what you think. Number 9. Aldi Alka. No roast date, no farm-level sourcing, no published certificates of analysis for mycotoxin or pesticide testing. Aldi markets Alcafe as a quality everyday drink without evidence to back that up. Number 10. Little Bellaram. Same picture as Aldi. Commodity sourced, no meaningful transparency, no published independent testing data. Number 11. Costa Pods and bagged coffee, owned by Coca-Cola since 2019. Ethical Consumer raised concerns about Coca-Cola's broader corporate record following the acquisition. Costa holds Rainforest Alliance certification, which, as we have said, is a baseline, not a verified quality guarantee. Microplastic concerns apply to the pod format, and the premium pricing is hard to justify without published independent testing data. Number 12. Taylor's of Harrogate. This one surprises people, and I want to be fair. Taylor's holds Rainforest Alliance certification and appeared in the Global Coffee Platform's 2024 Sustainable Coffee Purchases Report. But the Good Shopping Guide gave it a low score on its ethical coffee ratings table, citing insufficient environmental reporting and no organic certification. Verified Trustpilot reviews in 2025 and 2026 described shrinkflation and falling quality. No independent mycotoxin or pesticide testing data is publicly available. Number 13. Nespresso, owned by Nestle. The original capsules are aluminum rather than plastic, and the company confirmed to the Daily Dot in 2024 they are BPA-free, removing the microplastic concern of plastic pods. That is a better position. But aluminum recycling requires returning pods to specialist collection points rather than your household bin, and global recycling rates remain well below Nestle's own targets. The parent company has also faced documented criticism over labor practices in its coffee supply chains. Safer pod, but still a commodity supply chain. So, 13 brands with real concerns. Here are 7 that are doing things properly. Number 1. Balance Coffee. Founded specifically because no UK brand would publish independent lab results for mycotoxin and pesticide testing. So its founder built one from scratch. Specialty grade Arabica, farm level traceability, third-party certificates of analysis on every batch, roast date on every bag. This is what genuine transparency looks like. Number 2. Cafe Direct. Britain's first fair trade certified coffee brand, founded in 1991. 50% of profits go into Producers Direct, supporting farming communities. Widely available in UK supermarkets because ethical coffee should not require a special trip. Number 3. Packed Coffee. Publishes the price it pays farmers, typically between 25 and 125% above the fair trade minimum. Nam domio jodomilikan study phrase in the 4. The recent thousand lasagnos ris process studies, let is of hued hybe, sauce, sugar, ornate here starch, is relics, and domio ultra products and yielding lists. That is the partnios to process villa 1000 domi coffee ships within days of roasting with a roast date on every bag. Number 4. Ozone Coffee Roasters. Named Europe's most sustainable coffee brand at the 2024 European Coffee and Hospitality Awards. B Corp certified. Long-term direct relationships with the same farms every year, giving them supply chain visibility that commodity sourcing simply cannot match. Number 5. Chimney Fire Coffee. Based in Surrey. 6 origins, direct farm visits, twice the fair trade price, long-term producer relationships. The kind of end-to-end accountability the big brands have no incentive to replicate. Number 6. Volcano Coffee Works. Based in Brixton. B Corp certified renewable energy roastery, pays farmers between 50 and 180% above fair trade pricing. They do not yet publish third-party lab results for mycotoxins, but their ethical credentials put them well ahead of most mainstream options. Number 7. Redemption Roasters. A social enterprise training people in prison in coffee roasting and hospitality with documented evidence of reducing reoffending. Specialty grade, ethically sourced, and a mission you can actually verify. When you buy Redemption Roasters, you are supporting something no advertising budget can replace. Britain drinks 95 million cups of coffee every day. Most of that passes through supply chains where nobody can tell you what the beans were treated with or whether any independent testing was done. The brands selling the most are often the ones telling you the least. The 7 on this list are different, with roast dates, farm names, payment data, and in some cases published lab results. And none of them cost dramatically more than the commodity alternatives. Next time you reach for a bag or a pod, ask 3 questions. Where did these beans come from? Who grew them? Has anyone independently checked what is in this? If the answer is silence, you now know what that silence means. Share this with someone who drinks coffee every day, subscribe, and we will keep doing exactly this. You deserve to know what is really in your cup.